So spring break's over, now what?
Hey everybody, I'm Mike.
I'm Vanessa.
And we're going to share with you our homeschooling journey.
And I know a lot of you probably have questions right now. We're all pretty forced to homeschooling, and some of you probably just don't know what to do, so we are going to try to cover as much of that as possible for you.
And if you guys find value in this video or have any questions, make sure you comment below or hit the like and subscribe button. We're really just to help share with you our experience. By no means are we experts at it, but just trying to help ease some of the burden off you and really just kind of share what we've been through. So here we go. Okay, so we're going to share a little bit about how we got started, which for me was something brand new. Vanessa is really the one who had the idea of homeschooling and knew more about it. So kind of share a little bit about how we got started and how you started.
Okay, so I have a degree in education, and I was in the classroom for a few years until I had my firstborn, and I just knew something about it. Even being in the classroom, I just knew that wasn't something I wanted to do for our family. So even when she was a baby, I just started researching and just picking other homeschoolers' brains. And until she was of age, I kind of did, in a way, homeschool her all through, like, before 4, like just doing activities with her and just taking her with groups, and I was already sharing that with her. And when it came time to like her actual school age, that's when I brought it up to him. And I don't know, do you want to share how you felt about that at first?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. Actually, funny story or short story, I'll never forget, we were living in Houston at the time, and she came home and said if she ever had the opportunity, she wanted to homeschool. Mind you, we didn't even have kids at this point, so I wrote it off and thought, never in a million years are we going to do that, but we didn't even have kids, so I just ignored it at the time. Fast forward, when our daughter was 3 and 4, it's really all she ever kept talking about. But just a little to ease your mind or ease your heart, most of you are already homeschooling your kids anyways. There's a certain level of formation, you would say, or teaching that happens at home, and so really it's a continuation of what you already do, how you interact with your kids, and how you just get on the ground and how you play with them and how you teach them and how you really teach their mind and their attitude and their hearts how to be young people, really. So there's really easy ways to do it. She's really the expert on it versus me, but I know when we first started, it was not something that I really knew a lot about or even felt comfortable with. On that aspect, I tried to trust my wife as much as possible and really let her take the reins on that aspect. But I did give her my support, and she did need my support, especially when it comes to getting materials, or I don't know, what do you think?
No, yes, I am just very blessed to have the support, because I have that flexibility to buy curriculum, or just that alone has helped me grow in my homeschool journey.
But I was scared. It was something that I had no idea. I knew nothing about it. So if any of you are feeling scared or uneasy or just don't really know what's involved, know that you're not alone. We're all there. I've been there, and I can honestly say now it's something that I 100% support, and I'm so blessed and so glad that she had the initiative and the ambition to want to teach our kids at home and continue that aspect, as hard as it is. Now, before we get into any of the deep conversations or deep topics, we understand that there's a lot of questions that people have as far as misconceptions or even just questions, concerns. What is homeschooling? How do you homeschool? How do I start? Where do I start? My kids go to school for 8 hours. How am I going to do 8 hours at home? So there's a lot of questions that have been posed, and that's what we're here to do on this first video, is really just answer some of those questions for you.
Number 1, relax and decompress. What I mean by that is just enjoy the time with your children before you actually start homeschooling. Go on hikes, play video games with them, board games, draw. I don't know, anything that your children enjoy, just bond with them, get to know them at that level, not as a vacation, because when our kids are on spring break or on summer vacation, we take them out and we're entertaining them, and just bond with them how it's going to be for the rest of the year. Number 2, pick a spot. It's very important that your child has a place to work, just like we have at work. Maybe provide a desk, a computer, some nice paper, make it inviting for them, something that they probably help you pick out, whatever it is that you want to do, but have a place for them to work so they don't have everything all over the place and you don't go stir crazy.
And I know what's important for us is turn off the TV, turn off the distractions, the Xbox, Nintendo Switch, whatever it is that you have. Maybe put on some music. I know for our kids, having on either classical music or something in the background just helps with a little bit of that white noise, but at the same time, it's not a distraction. So they know that it's time to focus and really time to get down to business. Whether it's only 5 minutes or whether it's for 30 or 45 minutes or longer, they know that that's the actual time to work.
Number 3, have some kind of structure. Children thrive on structure. They've had structure at school. So you cannot totally recreate it, but stick to something. Maybe start working 15 minutes at a time, give them a break. 20 minutes at a time, give them a break. Eventually you can work up to it. It's like exercise in a way. And I would give or take 1 hour per grade level. So first graders, 1 hour of school in total. It seems like a lot, not a lot because you're used to the 8 hours, but it's a lot for a first grader to sit for a whole hour. So break it up in 15-minute increments. Second grade, 2 hours, and so on.
And when Vanessa says have some kind of structure, I think that can sound scary for some of us, right? And that's kind of the whole point of either sending our kids to school or watching this video is, where do I start with structure? So we'll make a little bit more of a detailed video as far as what structure is. But like Vanessa says, if you take some of the schoolwork that has been given to your kids and break that up anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes or 20 or 30-minute windows, and just as the kids want to do schoolwork, or if you plan a certain time of the day, break it up and schedule little windows throughout your day. Again, right now, as we're practicing social distancing, it's an easy time that you can fall into a little bit of that structure without the distractions of soccer, gymnastics, piano, ballet. We can just really focus on family time, 1, and 2, some learning.
Number 4, have a schedule. I know it sounds scary, but it helps. Your child will have expectations and they will know what to do eventually. They have that at school, so do this at home. Right now, I guess none of us have schedules. We don't have anywhere to be, so I've been taking my sweet time all day with homeschooling and letting them have plenty of play. But on a normal time, we would actually have a time in mind that we have to finish because we have piano or we have Latin or we have all the activities that my children do. We have a schedule for that reason, because we don't want to come back at 3 o'clock and still have to finish schoolwork. We want to be done by noon so we can have lunch and then get out and do whatever it is we need to do.
Number 5, don't recreate school. I know I would probably come from a position asking, my kids go to school for 6 to 8 hours. How am I going to do that?
Yes. So that's a great question. Your child is at school for 8 hours, but how long are they really getting instruction? So there's 20 children, I want to guess, in a classroom. So there's a lot of transitions, there's a lot of interruptions, there's a lot of bathroom breaks, lunchtime, PE, all those different things. And your child is not getting one-on-one for 8 hours. Your child is getting maybe 45 minutes one-on-one for the whole entire day. 45 minutes of school is a lot when you're sitting with your child next to them and learning what it is they're struggling with and learning what it is you have to redo for them, etc.
And I like how you said earlier, think about an hour per grade level. So
Yes.
1 hour for a first grader, 4 hours for a fourth grader. At some point, obviously, we're not doing 8 hours for 8th graders, but it's keep that in mind. We don't need to fill 6 to 8 hours of a day with work. It's how efficiently can you get through the work and cover the necessities that they need. Again, your teachers or your professors or your educators most likely are giving them schoolwork. So take what's been given, and then you can apply some of these principles with that particular schoolwork or with those subjects with your kids at home.
Correct. And don't expect, we say don't recreate school because that alone just sounds really stressful. Having to set up just like school and working as long as they do at school and doing exactly what they do at school. Try to give yourself a break. This is home. You're trying to teach your child in so many other ways, not just academic, but there's cooking and there's play and there's so many other things that are involved in homeschool just besides academics and books.
Number 6, resources. Where do I teach from? What curriculum do I use? How do I know what to teach my kids?
Good questions. So resources are out there right now. Check with your child's school and their teacher. They're probably sending you something in the near future if they haven't already. I know spring break just ended, so be ready to receive those materials from your teachers. If not, don't worry. There's plenty out there just being given right now.
And there's a lot of links you can use in the future if anybody ever wants to go deeper into homeschooling. Vanessa would be the excellent or a great source for all those different links. But for now, I think some kids are going to have online classes, so that's another good resource, right? Again, remove the distraction, put on the online class, let the teacher teach, and then you can reinforce or help tutor at home. And number 7, have fun. Enjoy it.
Yes, that's the best part. Just enjoy your child, have a good time, rest, read, everything you need to do, and don't worry. Your child will not fall behind academically. I know that's a big concern right now, and it's totally valid, but we're all in the same boat right now. We're all we don't know what's coming. So just enjoy yourself and learn through life, through play.
So our intent for this video is really just to capture how to get started with teaching your kids at school and transitioning from a classroom to a home learning environment. We know that a lot of you have deeper questions or want to go a little bit more as far as how do I homeschool, or what do you mean by schedule and structure and whatnot. So we'll try to answer those questions in individual topics or in deeper questions. But as you think of more questions, make sure you comment below. Let us know what you're thinking or what you'd like to learn more about. Again, Vanessa is more of the homeschooler when it comes to the actual day-to-day operations since I go to work, but it's been a wonderful journey. So we hope that you have a good time. We know that right now things are a little up in the air as far as what's happening, so just enjoy your family time. And if you don't get a lot of learning done, your kids are learning from you at home. So enjoy, be careful, be safe out there. And in our next video, we're going to answer some deeper questions and really get into some of the meat and potatoes as far as homeschool, or answer some of the questions that people have asked us on Facebook. So again, Vanessa and Mike here. Make sure you guys hit the like button on this video, subscribe, and comment below any other questions you might have.